Greetings, this is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. As you know, we typically cover different topics and try to keep it one at a time so we don't go over our time limits that are appropriate. Today I'd like to do a discussion on tires. Bonjour, wie steeds nog allemaal als vaarbij, and this is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. My talk today focuses on the fact that I've been eager to do a tire discussion for a while because I went into the Tesla office recently and they informed me that even in the case where you spend $150,000 on a car, Tesla wants to approach things with an egalitarian look at things, meaning that they really are more inclined towards treating all customers the same rather than having any customers be sort of treated better. My first in this series was focused on the fact that if you want to pay the money, you can actually have a supercharger at your house or at your business. In this session, I was really wanting to take a look at tire setups. So it may not be a huge luxury item, but the first item that I wanted to cover is there's sort of a recall that's gone on relative to Continental tires on the Model X and the Model S. So if you have Continentals, you may want to check with your service center because they have an offer that's open where there's a new polyurethane foam that goes with the Continental tire set that's been put together by Tesla, and it's a free upgrade for your car. So if you've got some mileage on your tires and you haven't had that change done, that might be a way to save a few dollars and change. Evidently, this will give you some really sort of a better quality of noise level, so the car will actually be quieter. So that's kind of one aspect of what I wanted to cover today. But in terms of the luxury aspect, what I wanted to have everyone consider is what I call a winter versus a summer setup for your tires. So in the United States, most of the users are kind of concentrated in warm states, not in the deep frozen Minnesota territories, if you will, but California, Arizona, Florida, and those states. So all year long, you have some rain, but in general, you don't have snow, so you really aren't needing to run snow tires or the traction that's associated with that. So you can get better performance and probably better tire wear by focusing on tires that are, appropriate for the conditions year-round. If you're not in those areas, and I'm talking about you in Norway or England or some of these folks, or even New York or states that get snow, I'm actually suggesting that you consider running a winter or a summer setup for your tires. So what that means is that when you get into heading for the winter months, you all of a sudden switch tires on all four to address sort of winter conditions that would include snow. And then if you're in the summer months, the tires you use would be switched over to more performance-oriented tires that are focused on better traction on dry pavement. It kind of seems like a luxury, but there are little details that I think enhance the driving experience. So if you get a chance to run a Corvette or one of the big Ferraris or Lamborghinis, you'll notice they have very low profile tires, meaning when you look at the tire from the side, there's a very narrow gap between the rim and the ground, versus if there's a large gap, which means a large sidewall, you end up with a situation there where performance is fine, but nothing like it is if you have a very low sidewall. So I guess part of the conversation is not only the traction, but having a higher sidewall during snowier or winter conditions helps you avoid damage to rims, better ride, etc., etc. So in general, what I'm promoting is that one luxury might be to have your rims and tires changed out according to season, possibly having rims and tires by themselves for your winter set, rims and tires for the spring set, or simply having all four changed according to the general type of weather you're going to be dealing with. The other thing I wanted to say about tires is that I'd encourage you to consider either reading about it for your tire homework, or actually sort of taking some time to maybe visit a few, like a Mercedes for a test drive, or BMW location for a test drive. And the reason is that each of them is running different tire sets and manufacturers. Michelin tends to be the biggest, best of Europe, and is run on Mercedes, BMW, Audi, etc. But Continental is coming up. Goodyear does some things that are nice. I was actually thinking about the Pirelli P6s as one sort of performance tire that gets a lot of play. I don't see them on Teslas much, but what I thought was interesting is if you wanted to get a luxury experience for your tire, when you go to high performance tires, the road feel is phenomenal, car performs better. The only drawback is that you tend to get less miles on those before you have to replace them. But I just think that it allows you to start the process of sort of shifting your whole driving and road experience from what's common to all cars and Tesla to sort of a unique experience. So I think it's an interesting area to take a look at. Tires and wheel sets. If you have an X or an S currently, consider that modification. This is Greg at Tesla Fan Insight. Please like and subscribe. Tschüss, macht's gut. Au revoir, tout à l'heure. Have a good day. Bye.